And we're back to learning Inkscape, and this time I'm going to show you how to create a YouTube thumbnail. So I've already did a video about cropping where I kind of explained this effect, but I just used a YouTube thumbnail as an example, and I forgot to mention in that video that you need to set a specific drop down to pixels, otherwise it won't work. Someone in the comments told me that I made this mistake. His name is Open Eyes, so thanks for that. So I thought maybe I'll redo the cropping video, but I think it's a better idea to just make a specific video about YouTube thumbnails where I'll show you where you have to set the drop down to pixels. So just create a rectangle. Let me give it a fill so that you can see it. And we need the fill and stroke menu. So let me open that under object. I'll increase the opacity to 100. And the exact values for your thumbnails are in pixels. So here's the drop down. So it's 1280 times 720. 1280 for the width, 720 for the height. Let me right click and duplicate it. I'll use the second one later on. So we can now use this kind of like a frame to create our thumbnail. So if you want to add text, just press T or click on the AI icon, type in your text within this rectangle or place it within the rectangle. You can play around with the fill color stroke, whatever you want to do here. Let me make that white, for example. So red makes it disappear on the red background, and in white you can see. If you want to add shapes to it, once again treat the rectangle like a frame, and if I add a circle, I can place it completely inside of it or kind of like an overlap. I can shift click on both elements, so the rectangle and the circle, and use division. And now let me give it a different color. You can see that would be one way to do it, but I can also just keep everything that exceeds the frame. And later when I export it, I'll just select the rectangle as a frame and the rest will be cut off by the export process. If you want to use images in your thumbnails, just import them. Then make sure that it's in the background. I use the top menu for that. Let me decrease the opacity for this rectangle. So this is what I now want to have. I'll select the rectangle and image, right click, set clip. And now the image is cropped to the size of the YouTube thumbnail. I can place it here and get rid of the red rectangle. And I can select it and then export it. And it would be exported without the exceeding part of the green circle. So the important part is to set it to pixels and 1280 times 720 as a rectangle, and then use that rectangle as a frame. And you can just give it a no fill to have it opaque if you don't want to have a background color, and you can still use that as a frame when you export it. And this is how you can create YouTube thumbnails in Inkscape. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.